Hey crew, just sharing the link about on the socials. I'll be in a sec to see who's in here. We'll give you guys a chance to rock up. One more link share. GIF 5. Alright, let's get in here. Righty ho. Alright. And we're going, crew. Got this new Airoh helmet and I haven't fitted up my hands free yet. So yeah, got the Uswe hands free, comes with that, and then that fitting there. So $79.95 from AMX store. Free postage, I believe, on that, or you can just go into your local store, AMX, MX store, I think. Yeah. So a couple of things with this is you need to take into consideration your camel pack. So I've got the Airoh. This has center point for the hose. So hose goes through the center here into the bladder. So some camel packs have them come out the side. Some of them have the hole on both sides. Some of them only have the hole on one side. So first thing you need to work out is where the hose goes through your camel pack. That'll govern which side of the helmet that you run the hose on. So I'm lucky enough, I've got the center hose, so I can run, or the center hole, so I can run the hose either side of the helmet. So that's probably the first thing that you want to look at before you start mounting mounting the hose to the helmet. So that aside. Hey, Caesar. How you going? Righto, so I've opted to go down the right-hand side on my helmet. Main reason for this is I just find it easier clicking that way than that way. Little bit of it's to do with the limited movement in my wrist. It's easier to clip this side than to try and reach around that side, but each to their own. Yeah. So what you need to do is pull the bite piece out of the hose. This will give you the size hole that you need to go through the helmet. So with this, I'm lucky enough that the hole in here is big enough for the hose to go through without having to make a hole. I have seen where people have drilled the front so that the hose goes through dead center. I'm not too fussed about that. I'll be able to get it to work, so I'll be going through the hole there. But what we do need to do in the back, in behind here, is we need to put a hole through the plastic grill in there. So what I've got the biggest diameter screwdriver I've got. What I'm going to do is I'm going to heat that up on the cooktop, and then I'm just going to poke it through the desired spot in the helmet. A couple of reasons for that is by heating this up and doing that, I can easily shape the hole, and also it'll seal the plastic as I do it. So I'll spin you around to the stove and crank the stove up. So I'll sit that on there. Sit that on there, getting heated up. I'll just do it bit by bit. Could probably do it with something a bit thinner. Could probably heat the metal up a bit quicker, but we'll still get it to work. Not in the light here, but so I've just poked that through. There's like a filter the filter in the front here as well, so just run that through that filter as well. Let's have a crack at that and see if I can get the hose through at that. So just give this a little bit of a snip with the scissors just to relieve that a bit more. That's just the filter that's in there. Seam there is right in front of the hole. Couple more little snips in here on that filter. Just want to do upset this as minimal amount as possible. Rightio. So by making that hole in there as snug as possible, what that's going to do is stop that tube from being able to flop around. You should be able to position it and have it sit exactly where you want it. Like obviously if it's loose, the hose can move backwards and forwards, which is going to take it away from where you want it. So by having it snug, like I can pull on that fairly hard and it's not moving, so that's what you want, as tight as possible. The previous helmet I had it came in from a little bit too much of an angle, just due to the style of the helmet. It had a big piece in the center of the chin, which didn't allow getting the hose very central. So I had to sort of have it off to the side and had to grab it with my tongue and pull it across with my tongue. So yeah, this should work a lot better. Just let me jump in here and just change this chat. Just change the quality on this. High quality. We want to see all messages, not just the top messages. Just double check that because that just went out. All messages. Rightio. Cool. So that's that. What we need to do then is put the bite piece back into the hose. So that needs to go all the way into where it's actually going to sit when it's in use. So then we want to put the helmet on. I'm going to put this on. You want to get that where it's in position, where you want to have it. That'll then govern the position of this hose, where you're going to run that for length, because obviously you don't want to pull that too tight to restrict the flow. So this will govern where you put the Velcros for this. So your Velcros on a lot of helmets, you pull the cheek pad out. And normally that'll expose the side of your helmet. In the case of the Airoh, there's still material there, which your Velcro won't stick to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick the Velcro in between this lining, the inner lining and the outer lining, and yeah, that way it'll stick to this. So just need to lever it over a little bit with the scissors just to get enough clearance. So what I find the easiest way to do, work out which way your Velcro needs to go. Make sure these are lined up. They're a little bit hard to turn. They're a snug fit on the hose. So yeah, you want to work out which way you want your Velcro, then pop the Velcro on, ready to go. Obviously some wax and grease remover or some kind of alcohol to clean that. I've already done that in there. So what we want to do then is peel the back off the Velcro. Just bear in mind as well, when you're doing this, the points here on your helmet where these can clip in, so you don't want to obstruct where they push into the helmet. So just take notice of where those little clips are, and mount this in according. So we'll lever this off a little bit. So we just need to get it far enough away so we can pop this in without it bloody grabbing. So the beauty of this is going to be that the pressure of this inner lining is going to help us by pressing against. So that's there now, mounted in there. We do have a little bit of ability to adjust, because this hose will actually slide through the Velcro mounts there to get that to the desired point. So the other thing, so once you've got that all mounted up and you're happy with that, the second part is we'll just chuck this cheek pad back in, make sure all that works okay. Righto, so that's all back in. It all sits there quite nice and flush beside the helmet there. It's all out of the road. What you need to do then is you need to actually put your camel pack on. So this is a standard camel pack hose on the Airoh So as you can see, I've trimmed a fair bit off this to get this to suit the hands-free. So I've got a spare here because I run 2 camel packs when I race. I have one full ready to just swap straight over. But what you need to do is get your standard hose that comes with your bladder or your camel pack. You need to fit it up. I don't actually have a bladder in there. I've got a bladder aside here. So pop your bladder in the bag, plug the hose into the bladder. Then you want to put your camel pack on. Put your camel pack on, put your helmet on. Then what you need to do, work out how much slack you want in your hose. So find where that is, find where this is. Obviously you need to allow for full head movement if you want to be able to look over your shoulder. You don't want the hose pulling tight and stopping you from being able to turn your head. So just make sure you got enough. I don't like too much. I've seen some guys with this like sticking out like that. That's just waiting for trouble for a tree branch or something to catch that and pull your break your hose, lose your bloody mouthpiece and end up with no water for the rest of the race. So I like to keep mine pretty snug. So I'll fit mine up, and I haven't actually checked it yet, but that one was obviously cut to length for the old helmet it was fitted up for. So what we'll do, we'll just unplug this. We'll plug in the one that's already made up. You'll need to put that fitting that comes with the Uswe, you'll need to put that fitting, the quick release, onto your hose once you cut it to length. Obviously jump the step there because we're still at the point of actually working out the length on that. But so what we'll do with this one, we'll poke him through the hole, poke him into there. Pack needs to go back on. Try and keep that hose handy when you're putting it on so you don't have to go chasing it. So then what we need to do is put the helmet back on. Little trick you can do with this, depending on your pack, you can just tuck that under there to hold it in place. So we'll pop the helmet back on. Pop the helmet back on. Then run a little bit of lube, either a bit of spit or something on that fitting. Because obviously there's an O-ring on there to seal it up, so we'll just get that lubed up a little bit. So that's all good for me. I can do everything that I want to do. Pack clipped up. Got plenty of length there to do full as far as I can turn. Obviously when you turn back that way, that loosens loosens that hose up. So that's what I'm getting at is if you're in the straight position and you've already got this big heap of hose out here, when you turn to the right, that's going to exaggerate that. So not that we ride around, but we can, you know, look over our shoulder to see other riders coming and things like that. So yeah, so that's still, I'm happy with that for this setup. So what we do there, unplug that, helmet off, camel pack off. So you can either get somebody to mark that for you, or just hang on to it. A little bit of a challenge to hang on to that, take the pack off. But yeah, once you're happy with that hose length, cut that hose to length, pop the fitting on. Obviously, you're going to pick up that extra inch or so, 30 mil, by putting this fitting on. So what I found is when I did it the first time was it's better to be a little bit longer and actually fit it up and be able to trim a bit off. If you cut him too short to start off with, then obviously you can't join, well, you could get a joiner, but yeah, you can't easily add length back onto it. So if anything, it's a bit better to go a little bit longer than what you want and work your way down to the desired length. Yeah, but that's essentially it. So I keep this as a spare for when I don't want to run hands-free. If I want to be able to, like if I'm trail riding or whatever, and want to be able to easily take the pack off without having to worry about disconnecting hands-free and stuff like that, I just still run the old style loose. So two bladders I have, the two different setups of hose. Yeah, so that's essentially it. And then it's just a matter of working out the best position for your bike piece. It's easily adjusted on the run if need be, but once you actually get it to a spot where you can actually just push it out of your mouth to the side and find that it's easy to grab it and get it back into position, you really shouldn't have to touch it. So that's essentially Uswe hands-free fitted to an Airoh Ace, Aviator Ace, I think they're called. So yeah, it looks quite nice and neat. In race scenario where you don't want to be sort of chasing, you know, hoses and stuff, where you want to be able to just drink on the run, that is, yeah, definitely the way to go. $79.95 full retail at any of your major bike shops, AMX, MX store. Like I said, I run that on my old helmet, and yeah, it was a bit of a game changer with that, not having to grab the hose and stick it up, and yeah. So if that's something you think that you want, yeah, that's how you pretty much install it when you do get it. So I'm going to have a drink from all that talking. I'll just tuck that aside there. Quick squeeze here. Quality 720, that's cool. All messages. Sweet. People, don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you like. That'll all helps with the algorithm, helps my videos get noticed by other people, and also helps my videos get shown to you when I actually post up or go live. So that's essentially what that does. So I was going to do this in the shed today, but she's been a bit warm here in Queensland the last little bit, so I thought, well, there's nothing I really need out in the shed. There's everything I've got I can do in here. The other thing that is on the agenda with the new helmet and with the new season is AMCA allows helmet cam. So that's the Great Divide East Coast Hard Enduro Series this year. So they are under the AMCA, which do allow helmet cams. So, you know, you can have your camera on top, you can have chin mount, you can have side mount. However, MQMA is still no helmet cam, so it's either chest mount or basically mounted to the bike. So my next challenge is, and I thought I had the problem, or not the problem, but I thought I had the setup for it, which was this bad boy. So this is what I had on my previous helmet that worked bloody awesome. Like the original adhesive from it stayed on, the camera stayed, nothing moved. The challenge that we face here is the Airoh, how pointy it is. So what happens is if I pull that tight to get that to the helmet, it flares the mount and basically causes it to come unclipped. So to be able to have that flat and not flex, you got a lot of adhesive. Even that, you can even see the flex in that, just doing that. So unfortunately that mount is no good for this helmet, but I have had a look online. There is chinmounts.com. What they do is they design specific mounts for specific brands and models. So I've had a look. They actually do the mount that suits this. It's really cool. It's only very small. Has adhesive that runs about 25 to 30 mil either side, and the adhesive runs right up and around the peak of the helmet. So I'll probably be investing in that. That'll allow me then, what I'll be doing, most of you know that follow me, I'm running the Insta360 X3. So these aren't really ideal. I suppose I could, actually, that's probably not too bad. I could probably nearly get away with that depending on the setup. Because what I was thinking of was going back to the DJI Osmo Action, the original, well, not the original, or it's the original model, but yeah, what I was looking was going back to running this as the cam setup. So the only thing with this is, it is only the highest resolution on that is 4K, and obviously unlike the 360 it doesn't capture everything. So I was going to look at going to running that, the DJI Osmo Action, but we'll have a look at it and see what we can do with the Insta360, because I do love the quality and how much this actually captures. So we might have to yeah, seriously have a look at mounting that. So the beauty is that hose coming out of the side there, that gives us all clear run to run our camera on here. So stay tuned for that. I'll get that sorted out. I'll get the mount that suits this, and yeah, we'll suss this, get this sorted out. But loving this helmet, coming from the Fox V1. This is 1,040 grams plus or minus 50 grams, coming from the Fox V1. So this was my last helmet that I just come from. So yeah, they don't look a great deal different, but this bad boy here is 1,240. So this helmet is 200 kilos, 200 grams heavier than this. It doesn't sound much, but when that's hanging off your head and bobbing around, and then you add another couple of 100 grams of camera to it, whether it be up top or chin mount or whatever, yeah, it starts getting up there. So I think this, with the camera setup that I had, the 360, put this helmet at about 1.5 kilo. So yeah, definitely notice the difference. Not as sore and stiff in the neck and in the shoulders after changing to this. But yeah, we'll get this chin mount sorted. Yeah, I think that's about it. Just wanted to go through that, do a little bit of a live. Love doing the live streams, as I say all the time. Got that set up, ready to race. So I did the top end Audi at Promo Motorcycles. Did fresh top end, valve stem seals, new starter clutch. Looks like I'm up for a clutch. We'll probably do that in the next 4 weeks or so. Get that sorted and get that all bedded in before the first round of the QEC. But yeah, it's just at that point now where it's even once the bike's warm, the clutch doesn't want to fully release. So clutch pulled in, trying to get to neutral, can't get to neutral. Yeah, so we'll get that sorted. It's still rideable. I'll probably ride it for a few more weeks, like I said. I'll have a chat to Audi about ordering the clutch kit and doing an install on that. It was interesting, Audi was telling me that with the European bikes, especially KTM, Gas, Husky, to stick to OEM, not to go aftermarket clutch plates. He's just saying that they're just not exactly the same, and I did find that when I put a new clutch kit, clutch plates in the 2017 450, that it constantly wanted to grab, like couldn't start it in gear with the clutch in cold, even when it got a little bit warm, or you stopped for a few minutes and it started to cool down, it'd want to grab again, you'd have to click neutral to be able to start it. So yeah, Audi was saying that just to stick to OEM clutch plates and that, so he knows what he's doing, so we'll run with that. And yeah, that should be then all sweet. Need to do the oil. I think I'm about to click up around 4 hours or something since the top end, so Audi was saying about 5 hours to drop that oil and put fresh oil and filter in, so we will do that. Yeah, I don't think there's much else really to talk about. Yeah, there is some big news coming up. That'll be announced soon. Really stoked with an offer that I've had. But yeah, we'll release that info as soon as everything's finalised and that. But yeah, some very, very exciting news for me and the opportunity that's come up. So yeah, how long have we been going for? 40 minutes. 40 minutes. So I just got 2025 Uswe running here in the background. Yes. Anyway, 9 people. Anybody got any questions that's in here? Yes, well, yes, that's about all she wrote at the moment till we get something else crack-a-lacking. But super stoked with how that's come up. Plenty of room there for camera and camera mount without impeding without the hose impeding it. Very nice and flush underneath there. Clip's going to sit nicely away from the risk of getting caught on anything. Mouthpiece in there. So, like I said, that's quite firm in there. That worked well by just melting that plastic grill in there with the screwdriver to get that to the perfect size hole. Yeah, lovely, lovely. I reckon that's about it, guys. Don't think I can drag it out much longer. What have we got saying in here? 6 people. But that all went pretty smooth. Pretty happy with how that all fitted up. That's just all old messages. So, a few of the boys have posted up. I think Willie T put up in one of our chats. Anyone ride the Sabi? Let's have a look. Anyone for keen for ride the Savo? Yeah, I should be good. About 2:30. Justin Bailey, surely you'll be right by now. Jack's bringing the Tenere, he said. Any excuse not to ride the switchbacks. I'll bring the big T, I'll watch like everyone else. Yeah, I wonder if Brody's bloody got his bike sorted yet. I think he was still waiting on, clutch parts, so maybe that might be a sign for me to get Oddie to order my clutch now, so it's got plenty of time to come. yes. But what have I got? Definitely do the oil. I could fire up another separate live stream to work on the bike. Maybe, yeah, might be able to do that. Might work on that, eh? I might pack all this up and might redo a live stream doing a oil and filter change, and do have a momentary off switch that I want to fit instead of the on-off. Have constant problems every race. I've moved it right up because sometimes when in hard enduro you got to get underneath the handlebars to lift the bike if you're stuck on like a hill or something, and switch the bloody switch off. So I've rolled that switch right around onto the top of the bars facing up. What happens is though, if I take my hand off the bars for some reason, which generally you take your hand off the clutch side, and then when I go to put my hand back down, I'm hitting the kill switch, switching the bike off. So, and a lot of the times it's at a not so good point. So yeah, I've got that momentary off switch there just to be able to kill the bike, and then it becomes active, ready to start. One thing I don't like about that is you can accidentally lean on your start button. You might be talking or something and actually lean forward or something, or put your elbow on the start button. By not having that off switch, obviously the bike's in the position where it can start and run. So that's something to be very mindful. I have a bad habit of mainly trail riding, that I don't put the bike in neutral when I pull up. I leave it in gear. So trail rides, I'm probably going to have to get into the habit of putting it in neutral. Not so much in race scenario, because generally in the race, or hard enduro at least in the race, you are normally on a hill or somewhere that you don't want the bike to be able to roll. So something I'm going to have to be mindful of, fitting that button up. But that's probably getting close to an hour by now, so I might cut it at that. I'll just double check. Now it's 48 minutes. There's only 3 in here. I've run out of stuff to say on this topic pretty much, so yeah, so I'm going to call it at that. Thanks for everyone that's skimmed through. Thanks for those that have hung around. Stay tuned. I might go live again in the shed to work on the bike prior to ride today. So peace people, take it easy and catch you soon.